Today, we will be learning how to perform dimensional analysis by calculating the cost of headache medication. I will be speaking through text-to-speech so as to make my teaching more clear. It also helps with editing the video as well, so I don't have to cut my own dialogue as I make important calculations for the problem to be solved. Excedrin has 200 caplets per bottle and costs $15.51, with each caplet containing 250 mg of acetaminophen. Advil, meanwhile, has 300 capsules per bottle. Costs $15 per bottle. And contains 200 mg of ibuprofen. Lastly, Tylenol contains 225 capsules. Costs $14.97 per bottle. And each capsule contains 500 mg of paracetamol. In order to figure out which option is the cheapest, we must figure out how much of each medication I must take. Paracetamol is listed as requiring 102 mg per 15 pounds of body mass. Ibuprofen is listed as requiring 113 mg per 25 pounds of body mass. Finally, acetaminophen is listed as requiring 240 mg per 35 pounds of body mass. For convenience's sake, I will color coordinate each molecule. Red for paracetamol, blue for ibuprofen, and green for acetaminophen. I will also list the chemical formulas for each molecule off to the side for later. As you may note, paracetamol and acetaminophen share the same formula. This will be important later. I weigh about 165 pounds, so we will use that figure. In order to calculate how much of a given molecule needs to be given for someone of my weight, we must multiply the milligrams per pounds of body mass by a constant value to ensure that the denominator, the pounds of body mass, is equal to 165 pounds. This will ensure that each molecule applies equally. Performing the calculations, it takes 1,122 milligrams of paracetamol, 745.8 mg of ibuprofen, and about 1,128 mg of acetaminophen for a full dose. Ibuprofen is clearly the strongest of these molecules. Next, we must find the milligram per capsule. Excedrin, for instance, contains 1.25 mg per capsule. Continuing the calculations, we see Advil contains 0.66 mg of ingredient per capsule, with Tylenol containing 2.22 mg of ingredient per capsule. Tylenol is, therefore, the densest. I say densest, but that does not apply to actual weight. It simply refers to how much ingredient is in a single capsule. Copying the costs and milligrams to apply for my body weight, we see it takes 3 bottles of Tylenol, 4 bottles of Advil, and 5 bottles of Excedrin. At each unit cost, it makes Tylenol the cheapest option for my body weight. Let's say you wanted to ask how much each molecule of headache medicine cost. We must add up all the atomic masses for each molecule to find out how much a mole of the substance weighs in grams. To do this, we combine the atomic weights of each atom, multiplied by however many atoms there are in a single molecule. Taking our calculated masses, the atomic masses translate into how many grams of a unit substance contain a mole of atoms. Here is where we really utilize dimensional analysis. By multiplying across like so, we can convert milligrams into grams without any hassle whatsoever. The mg for conversion has to go into the denominator, however, so the units cancel out. Performing these calculations, we see Tylenol requires 302.26 bottles per unit mole. Advil requires 1031.18 bottles per mole. and Excedrin requires 604.52 bottles per mole. When we make the calculations of each number of bottles and multiply by their unit price, rounding to the nearest cent, the results show clearly. Tylenol is still the cheapest molecule, with Advil being the most expensive. Thank you for watching this video. It was an absolute pain editing and getting everything set up and working through it all through Thanksgiving was a pain in the neck in and of itself. I hope you have a wonderful day.